our sad
5 shots fired, 2 subjects.
our sadness and our grief, please know that we are here for you, and we're all grieving with you. I want to thank Governor Youngkin, Attorney General Miyares, and Secretary of Education Guerrero for reaching out directly to me today and for their offers of support. Our community is grateful for your help. I also want to thank my colleague presidents at many, many institutions. Thank you for your messages of support. We know that you're standing here with us tonight as well. What happened here today is senseless and tragic. It's heartbreaking. Our anguish is felt so deeply because the entire Bridgewater College community is a family too. And that will be our greatest strength in the days and weeks ahead. Our students and faculty and staff will grieve together, and we'll take care of each other. This tragedy will be investigated and analyzed and reviewed in due time, and that work is already underway by others. But for me, for us, for the Bridgewater College family, this moment should be about care and compassion. People we love have lost people they love. I'd ask you all to keep JJ and John, and especially their families, in your prayers.
I'm Corinne Geller with the Virginia State Police, and we're going to provide you with an update on the investigation, which is underway by the Virginia State Police Bureau of Criminal Investigations Culpeper Field Office. The incident began at approximately 1:20 Tuesday afternoon when a Bridgewater College police officer and a Bridgewater College campus safety officer responded to a call for a suspicious male individual located on the grounds of Memorial Hall here on the Bridgewater campus. After a brief interaction with the man, the subject opened fire and shot both officers. The man then fled on foot. Immediately following a 911 call, personnel from the Bridgewater College Police Department, the Town of Bridgewater Police Department, Virginia State Police, Rockingham County Sheriff's Office, Augusta County Sheriff's Office, the Town of Dayton, Virginia Police Department, and the Virginia Department of Wildlife Resources Conservation Police immediately responded to the campus to assist. Search efforts were immediately underway across the campus. A man fitting the shooter's description was located on Riverside Drive off campus in the town of Bridgewater. He then waded through the river and onto an island in the North River, which is located also in the town of Bridgewater. Harrisonburg Police, Rockingham County Sheriff's Office deputies, and Virginia State Police special agents took the individual into custody without further incident. The man, identified as Alexander Wyatt Campbell, 27 years of age, was suffering from a non-life-threatening gunshot wound. He was transported to the Rockingham Memorial Hospital, where he was treated and released today. Now, State Police, we're still working to determine if he was shot by the Bridgewater College police officer or if he suffered a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Multiple firearms associated with Campbell have been recovered as evidence. This is ongoing investigation. Campbell's last known address was Ashland, Virginia. Virginia State Police, we have charged Campbell with a total of 4 felonies. 2 felony counts of capital murder, 1 felony count of first-degree murder, and 1 felony count of use of a firearm in the commission of a felony. He is being held without bond at the Rockingham County Jail. We are also asking anyone out there or on campus who has any information about this incident, any information about Campbell, or who may have videotaped or took photo images of this incident, to please share that with State Police. And we have an email address of VSPHTCS. So that stands for Virginia State Police, VSPHTCS at vsp.virginia.gov. We also have the FBI and the ATF here assisting us with this ongoing investigation. And despite the valiant efforts of those officers who responded to the scene and of the paramedics, unfortunately the 2 officers did succumb to their injuries on campus. And our hearts and prayers definitely go out to Chief Franklin and all the men and women of his department because we know this is a very difficult time. And of course we have many of the agencies represented here today. You will see they're wearing the black band over their badges, and that is out of respect and care for the officers themselves. At this time we will take some questions.
Was he a student here?
Yeah.
Corinne, why was Campbell initially considered suspicious?
Because he was in a location that he shouldn't have been, and as a result, some employees noticed him, actually startled him, and that's when they notified the campus police that they had an individual that shouldn't have been at this location, and that's why they responded.
Was he a student?
We're not commenting on his status as far as related to the university.
When you say that you recovered weapons, is that here at the scene or at his home?
The weapons were recovered during the course of the investigation here on campus and off campus.
Can you say how many?
No, we're not releasing that at this time.
Was he seen with those weapons when those initial persons saw him?
That's still part of the investigation when we're working and getting those witness accounts. And one reason why we are asking for folks to come forward if they have other photos of him. Obviously, he fled on foot, so he was out of sight for that time period. But during the course of the investigation and retracing his footsteps is what's led us to locating those weapons.
Did he appear to be intoxicated or under the influence of drugs?
At this time, I don't have that information right now. We actually received several 911 calls. They come into, and I'm correct here, the Rockingham County dispatch comes into there, and of course we're still sorting through those. You know, it was right in the middle of the day here on campus, and so we did have several people who heard and of course witnessed it and immediately called 911.
When you say he should have been there, what do you mean by that?
That will probably come out in the days to come, but at this time he was not supposed to be in this particular location associated with Memorial Hall. And you know, we always tell folks, if you see something suspicious, let others know, which is exactly what they did, and we're very appreciative of that.
Is he known to campus police or local police?
We're not going to comment on that at this time.
Do we know a motive at this time of why he did this?
No, that's still under investigation as well.
Did officers have a chance to defend themselves, or how did that initial interaction go?
That's also part of our ongoing investigation, is to determine, like I said, we still don't know at this point if the gunshot wound was, you know, an exchange between Campbell and the officer, or if it was self-inflicted. So that's still very much, we're only a couple of hours really into this investigation. We have multiple scenes, obviously, from when the shooting occurred and from where he was taken into custody. And so therefore, you know, it's still a very complex and very active investigation at this time.
Did he say where he was shot?
We're not releasing that either at this point. So
Once
just
he was on this
non-life-threatening.
island, if you will, across the river, how was he brought back to shore? Was he enticed, or did investigators go and get him from that area?
They went through the water. It's only about knee deep and it's very shallow. So they actually, all those, I think there's an image floating around of him on the island with several law enforcement. They responded, went through the water, and took him into custody without further incident and simply walked him back.
Was he still armed at that point?
We're not commenting at that at this point.
Is it known how he got to campus? Was there a vehicle recovered?
We're still looking into that as well at this time.
As far as you know, just the one guy involved in this?
Yes, right now, based on the evidence we have at this stage in the investigation, this was an isolated event and only involves Campbell.
What agency shot at the suspect?
I'm sorry?
What agency may have shot at the suspect?
What agency shot him?
Yeah, the only encounter he would have had, no other officers who responded discharged their weapons in the course of this entire event. We're still trying to determine if there was an exchange of gunfire between the Bridgewater College police officer and Campbell.
Do we know what his connections are with Bridewater, since he was all the way from Ashland?
We're looking into that as well.
At the time of the interaction, was campus, you know, bustling, pretty busy? It was about lunchtime, or?
I don't know. Dr. Bishop, if you want to refer to what your campus is
It was a
like.
typical day of classes.
Lots of folks outside.
There was in class at that time, so mostly would have been in classes, but there are always people walking around.
Dr. Bushwick, can we ask you some questions?
So
If
if you
you
want
can
to
step up closer. You talked to some students today who had such a close connection to the officers who lost their lives today. Can you speak more about who they were as officers and how they
Yeah, so Bridgewater is I said it's a family, and I don't use that term lightly. I mean, it's an academic community, but we care about each other. They were very well known to students. They were always seen together. Their relationship was very close as well, and so it's meaningful. So we feel this very deeply.
You said they were best friends, I think, at Bridgewater.
They were very close friends, yeah, in each other, in John's wedding. So they were very close, yeah.
How many officers were on the campus police department?
Yeah. Chief, do you have the number?
Yes, sir, we have a total of 6 officers, count myself, and John Painter, Officer Painter, and 4 campus safety officers.
What exactly is a safety officer compared to
They're like a security officer, yes, sir.
And they go through DCJ, Department of Criminal Justice Services. They go through a certification process to be a campus safety officer versus a full-fledged police officer obviously goes through an academy and graduates through. So, and the police officer would have been issued a sidearm. The campus safety police officer would not be issued a sidearm. Correct, yes. No, he would have been, yeah. He's not issued, the campus safety officer is not issued a sidearm, okay?
Is the campus prepared for grief counseling to help the students who may be traumatized?
Yeah, no, we've already begun that, and so we've reached out to other institutions, and again, as I said, to the state government, they're offering resources as well, and we've already planned a number of things, and that'll be ongoing.
Classes tomorrow?
No, classes are canceled tomorrow as well. We'll review that tomorrow.
Dr. Bushman, if
Yeah.
you see students on campus tomorrow, what will you say to them?
I'll tell them that I'm thinking about them, that we should take care of each other, that we've lost somebody very close to ourselves, very close to our family.
Where is Campbell being held?
He's being held without bond at the Rockingham County Jail. And I'll be sending out a press release with the statements that I read. We'll be pushing that out, also posting on our Facebook page and our Twitter account. And I'm also trying to obtain the mugshot for you guys as well. So
Do you remember how soon it was when other officers arrived, except for the 911 call?
almost immediately. That's something, as soon as that sort of call comes in, law enforcement, as you can see from all over, you go. That's just period. No matter where you're at, you drop and go.
Does Campbell have a prior criminal history?
Virginia law actually prohibits us from releasing criminal history records. You can search that online at courts.state.va.us.
Sorry if I missed it. The two officers, how long were they with the campus here?
The chief is actually going to be placing a statement on his Facebook page, and that has some biographical information for you on that, okay?
Do you know the types of weapons that were used in this?
Small business owners, listen up. I was a bit skeptical about using an online check